a land of warriors, kings, resistance, and revolution. A country where powerful kingdoms stood firm against mighty empires, where colonial rule tried to erase identity, and where one revolutionary leader would later challenge the world itself. This is the story of Burkina Faso. Long before Europeans arrived, the land we now call Burkina Faso was already home to thriving societies. Among them, one people would rise to dominate the region, the Mossi. According to oral history, the Mossi Kingdoms were founded through legendary warrior traditions and royal bloodlines. Before colonialism changed everything, life in Burkina Faso revolved around family, land, and tradition. Most communities depended on farming. Millets, sorghum, maize, and livestock sustained life in the harsh Sahel climate. Then came one of Africa's darkest chapters, the slave trade. Unlike coastal countries such as Ghana or Senegal, Burkina Faso had no Atlantic ports, but that did not mean the region escaped suffering. Slave raids affected many communities. Captives taken during wars or raids were sometimes transported to coastal regions before being sold into the transatlantic slave trade. Others were absorbed into systems of domestic servitude within African kingdoms. By the late 1800s, Europe had begun carving Africa apart. This period became known as the Scramble for Africa. Without African permission, European powers drew borders across entire civilizations. France moved aggressively into the region that is now Burkina Faso. Resistance came from local kingdoms and communities, but superior weapons and military force gradually shifted power. By the end of 19th century, France controlled much of the territory. The colony became known as Upper Volta. After World War II, colonial rule across Africa began to weaken. African intellectuals, workers, and political leaders demanded change. Across French West Africa, calls for independence became louder. In Upper Volta, political leaders pushed for representation and self-government. Among the most important, Maurice Yamiogo. The political struggle intensified throughout the 1950s. On August 5, 1960, Upper Volta officially gained independence from France. For the first time in decades, the nation governed itself. Burkina Faso's story is one of resilience, from ancient warrior kingdoms to colonial occupation to independence and revolution. The people of Burkina Faso have continued to fight for identity, dignity, and freedom. A nation can endure. This is Burkina Faso. Indeed, Africa is beautiful.